There we go. Are we good? Are we live? This is me, Ricky Stewart, here in my kitchen for Mixology Masterclass. Men's health month special. I don't know what's going on with my iPad. I normally record and go live on my iPad, and the last couple of times it's distorted the sound, which is very, very frustrating. But it's okay, because we're here now and we're on my phone. It just means that I won't be able to see my framing quite as well. Hi, Ursula. Someone just message and say that you can hear me okay and I'm all good, I'm live and stuff. That'd be a really good help. It'd be cool. So we've got blue cocktails going on. Make it blue with blue curacao. Got the Kuiper Dutch brand of blue curacao, but there's loads of other ones. You can get Bols, which is also Dutch as well. But it's good. It's curacao, so it's the same as triple sec, which is someone message and just say that you can hear me. Can you hear me? So it's made with curacao oranges, so it's the same as triple sec, that is also made with curacao oranges, like Cointreau, things like that. Small bitter oranges grown in France. Hi Natasha, let me know that you can hear me and then we're all live, because it's important, because I'm going to make some amazing stuff and I hope you all on board and can hear what's going on. I'm not so happy with the framing though, because I've just kind of set it up quick. I've got some good stuff lined up for you. I realise that I look like I'm stood on the side, but I think this is going to be the best I can get with the tripod that I've got here. So it's Men's Mental Health Month. It's so important that we have this month where we can talk about the avenues that people, not just men as well really, that anyone can take if they are struggling to get some help, to realise that there are ways out of these little dips that all humans have. We have good and bad times. It's kind of important that we... cool. I hope that goes well, Natasha, thank you. So it's important that we realise that there are avenues for people to get help. Unfortunately, alcohol, which we're playing with today, is not the best friend of mental health, really. But I think if you are okay with it, and I'm one of the very lucky ones that I don't have as much as I love cocktails and I love a nice beer and I enjoy alcohol, I can go for months and months without it and I'm absolutely fine. I've always been that way. I'm very lucky, and I don't know what it is that changes in people that it becomes a bit of a struggle, but it's important to kind of enjoy alcohol responsibly, because it is important, because it can cause a lot of harm, but also it can bring a lot of joy as well. And I think learning new things and practicing stuff and getting good at stuff is such a good thing. So keep dropping me messages on here. Let me know what you've got going on, what you're drinking, what you think of the cocktails, what you want to try next, because it's important that we keep this going and make it really nice. I'm going to try and straighten myself up a little bit. Is that better? I think it's a tiny bit better. So it's cool. All right, let's just share this. So I'm going to share me live as I'm here. Look, there's my iPad being rubbish because it wouldn't record me without distorting the sound.
Somebody offered me 420 this year. I was in Denver doing Red Rocks.
Okay. Let's just get there. 3D leisure at home. Cool. So, blue curacao. Going to make everything lovely and blue. It's going to be cool. You've got a vino. Very nice, Victoria. Let me know what you're drinking as well. I like wine. Yes. Thanks, Victoria, for letting me know as well. That was a huge help. If you ever want to do a sommelier mixology masterclass, it won't be mixology because I don't really like mixing cocktails with wine in. I find that there's too much going on in wine to make it really get better by trying to make it sweeter or stronger or anything like that. I don't mind a little wine spritzer. We can quite nice and refreshing. But really, let's stick to cocktails when the cocktails. But if you want to do a sommelier one, we can talk about how wine's made and what makes it taste the way it does and how to pair it with food. We can absolutely do that, which would be cool. So let's get into this then. I think the first thing I want to make is a blueberry blue margarita. So let's give it a go. Let's start with some blueberries, shall we? So I've got some nice blueberries here. And the reason why the cocktails are blue today is because it is Men's Mental Health Month. I'm going to put like, I don't know, there's about 15 blueberries in there. Maybe a couple more. Like that. And I'm going to muddle that up with the juice of lime. And I might, I've got some sugar syrup over there. I forgot to bring it in. I made some sugar syrup as well. Because this is going to be a fruit margarita. Normally, I would not add sugar to my margaritas, but I am going to this time because it's got fruit in it. I'm putting juice, whole lime in here. That's it. I'm going to mash it up. And before I do, actually, I'd like it to have a little bit of this Demerara sugar. I love this Demerara sugar. These are barista sugar crystals for coffee. So it's not coffee flavoured at all, but they taste like really caramelly and toasty and incredible. I'm not even going to measure them. I'm just going to go for like a teaspoon worth in there. It's so nice. I love it. So it's unrefined sugar that so I haven't had anything done to it. They are just good sugar crystals. So mashing this up. Pushing and twisting. A fair bit of juice coming out of those blueberries. That's awesome. And it is going quite purple already, so we're going to make it even more blue. I'm going to do this in a rocks glass as well, just because I want to. And I'm going to salt the rim too. So I've got some nice Cornish sea salt. I don't mess with table salt for cooking or anything actually. I mean, if you go somewhere and you've got chips and it comes in a salt shaker and you shake it on, it's table salt. I'm not that pretentious that I wouldn't do that, but at home, I really like the texture and the flavour and everything of either Malden sea salt or Cornish sea salt. It's really good. So all I've done is I've wiped around the edge of my glass with my lime wedge, which has just wet it enough that these salt little flakes have just stuck to the edge, to the rim of my glass, which is cool. And then when I drink this, it's going to have that little bite of savoury in there. Let me just grab this sugar syrup. I just had it in the... So I made it hot, like I measured half of this full of sugar and then did the same amount of water in a pan, just warmed it up until the sugar was dissolved, and then put it into this little metal milk jug thing that I've got for steaming milk in my coffee machine. And then I put it into some cold water to cool it down a bit quicker. I don't know why I'm smelling it, it doesn't smell of anything. Right, so I've got my fruit. I have added some blueberries, some brown sugar, because it tastes really nice and toasty, a whole lime, because I want this to be really sour. I'm going to go for a whole 50ml of tequila. Find it in this country, in England, it's hard to, well, it's not hard, you can easily find it. Good quality tequila. I mean, this is okay. This is Jose Cuervo. This is kind of the classic one, but I don't really like the one with the little hat on. I very much enjoy that it's got a little hat. It's not that puts me off it. It's the taste of it. I don't think it's quite as good as this, but you can't really buy a Don Julio, which is really good tequila, or even Patron tequila. You can't just buy it off the shelf in the supermarket very often. Occasionally you'll have it. They have the Patron Cafe XO, which is really good coffee tequila, but they don't tend to have anything else. I'm fine with Jose Cuervo. not so, I can't remember what the one's called, but it's got a little Mexican hat on it. I don't like it that much. It's not that good. And I do like the gold tequila as well, more than the white clear one. So I'm going to just go for half shot of sugar syrup in there. I might sweeten it up more, but I've already added some sugar. We'll see. And then I'm going to put the blue on the top of this as well. Let's give it a little shake. So I've got my shaker with it's about half full with ice. Make a nice tight seal with that and shake it hard end to end. Oh no, there we go. Feel underprepared. I've got stuff still in the cupboard here that I've not got out ready. Need to try and doing this. So those ice cubes are bashing against the lime wedges that I've pushed up. Any bits of blueberry that are still there, it's going to break them up as well. That's what that shaking is for, to aerate it. It puts air into it as well. It changes the consistency even of the drink. Maybe not a lot, but definitely does have a bearing on it. Okay, so I've got my nice rocks glass filled with ice there. I'm going to double strain this because I want it to look really nice and pretty. I don't want any of the little bits of skin or anything in here. Just letting it go through this strainer. You see how I'm kind of tapping the edge of it with the base of my thing. You can also kind of move any bits out of the way with the handle of this. It's not straining all that fast, but that's okay because we've got all night to make cocktails. Use my knife. That looks such a cool colour, it's really purple. Come on. Yeah, we're getting there now. Yes, there we go. That looks beautiful. And then I'm going to maybe put a little strainer on this. Now let's have a little talk about margaritas. I'm just going to drizzle a bit of this over the top. Oh, that looks awesome. It's like purple with little hints of blue in it. That's incredible. I've got to bring this close to the camera so you can see. How good does that look? That's banging. Just with that little bit of crystals of salt on there. Amazing. Love it. Yeah, where is Rob Saw? Where is he? This is an aubergine coloured drink as well. Hi, Paul. So, let's see how this tastes. Oh, that's well good. And the salt's really good as well. Oh, it just gives it just a little bite of savoury against sharpness because it's got a whole lime in here, so it's quite sour. I can kind of tell I can get that little brown sugar toastiness, caramelly kind of flavour as well. I think I've balanced that just right and it looks pretty incredible. I really like this glass. This is one of my favourite glasses to drink cocktails out of. Damn. Oh. That's brilliant. In fact, and this is, honestly, Michelle was like, it's Men's Health Month, why don't you do blue cocktails? And I was like, oh, I don't like blue cocktails. Oh, that blue curacao doesn't taste all that fantastic. It does when you make it really well in a cocktail like this. And honestly, I haven't used it in at least 10 years. It's been a long time. That is banging. So good. I'm really glad I left the blue curacao out, so we've got this little bit of a layer of purple to blue from the blueberries. let's run through those ingredients again, because I think this is an absolute winner. This is one that I would definitely put on a cocktail menu, and I'd like it in the rocks glass as well, because margarita can be in a martini glass like this, or in over ice like this. It's classically, I think maybe was originally in a rocks glass over ice. So I'm going to finish this. I'm going to finish it. Why not? Why not? So the ingredients are a whole lime chopped into eighths, dropped into a glass with about 15 to 20 blueberries. I muddled them up with a little bit of brown sugar, with 1 teaspoon of brown sugar. I mashed them all up, more pushing and twisting than bashing. And then I added 50 ml of Jose Cuervo Gold Tequila, 12.5 ml of sugar syrup. I shook that up, double strained it over ice, and then I did a 12.5 ml drizzle of blue curacao over the top, and it's incredible. I'm going to finish it. So good. Amazing. Fantastic. Right. Let's now make a blue bramble. That's what we're going to make. So I've got my rocks glass again. This time I'm going to make it in the rocks glass. It needs crushed ice as well, so you're going to have to put up with me crushing ice. Got a whole lime here. I'm going to top and tail it with citrus fruit. Always top and tail it. These bits here, the ends of the fruit, always need just nipping off the end. There we go. And we go into eighths, so each half goes into quarters. I'm going to pop them in there. I think that for a bramble, the classic gin cocktail, then we want, come on, I normally go for 5 wedges of lemon, and it always depends on the size of the lemon. For this lemon, I think that 5's enough, so it's about half a lemon really. I've got a little bit more because it's not the biggest lemon ever. I've got a clean muddler, and I'm going to mash this up. Remember, it's push and twist. And what's important about this is, when you make cocktails with the wedge in the glass, you get flavour from the oils in your drink as well. Makes it so good. That's it, so I'm pushing and twisting. That's it. Okay, let's just pop that to one side. I'm just going to quickly crush up some ice. We've talked about ice crushers before. They've been a frustration for me for all of my cocktailing life. That these ones here work fine, but they're affordable, and you can use them pretty aggressively without them breaking, but they're not very fast. You can buy an electric one that will break. It's a little bit less labour intensive, and it's a little bit more expensive, but it will break. And then, so they're normally about 50 quid or something. This is about 15, I think. And then you do a massive jump up to ones that can actually crush ice really fast and don't tend to break, but they're 500 quid. There's very little in between. If I could spend 80, maybe to 100, I'd maybe be like, yeah, I'll buy a crushed ice machine. Not at that. Not spending £500 for a ice machine. Ice for one drink in there, maybe a little bit more than that as well. I'm going to put this crushed ice in almost pretty much to the top. Let's go for shot and a half of gin. I'm still rocking this bottle of Silent Pool that I've had for ages. I think I've used this in so many of these cocktail classes right from the very first lockdown. It kind of shows you that I don't really drink at home. I just don't. I'm not a massive drinker, but I love the way the alcohol tastes. I love playing around with these flavours. It's an interest for me. It's all about the working stuff out rather than it is about the drinking. But again, I finished that cocktail and really enjoyed it. I'm going shot and a half in there. The thing I like about Silent Pool is, bring you this to show you. It's got a cool bottle. It's very nice, very pretty. But I like the lid. The lid is glass, so it's a glass lid. So it can't be tainted by plastic or rubber that tastes different when the liquid touches it. Contained, but glass is good at holding liquid. That's why we have glass bottles, isn't it? That's it. Who else is here? Yes. Yeah, Michelle's got blueberries in. Make yourself that blueberry margarita. There we go. So, I've got my crushed ice. I've got a shot and a half of gin in there. I'm going to add in about 12.5 ml of sugar syrup. So that's that sugar syrup I made. It's about 50-50 water to sugar, pretty much. And then I am going to give this a little stir. God damn it, I didn't bring my spoon out. What an amateur. I don't have my bar spoon ready. And I can't even see my bar spoon in the drawer. Even worse. Using a normal teaspoon then. Let's move these lemons around a little bit. So, the thing that makes this is creme de mieux. So creme de mieux in a bramble is this stuff here. It's blackberry liqueur and it's delicious. It's a little bit like cassis. So cassis is blueberry liqueur, this is blackberry, this is better. It's just a nicer taste for me. I'm going to drizzle over. Don't be just pouring this, it's got a little European thing on there. I'm going to drizzle over about a shot of that so it kind of falls through the ice and into there. But then also, because we're making it blue, we're going to add a little drizzle blue as well. Hopefully it'll do that same kind of effect of looking cool and falling through the drink like it did with the last cocktail. Let's add my straw, because you need a straw with crushed ice cocktails. And that is it. It's pretty simple. We've got gin, we've got sugar syrup, we've got lemons, creme de mieux, which is blackberry liqueur, and then we've added a little touch of blue curacao, but it's gone green because the creme de mieux is just a little bit red. That's why. Ah, so nice. One of my favourite cocktails. If I go to a really nice cocktail bar, very strong chance that if there's a bramble on the menu, I will get one. And this is my favourite way to make it. Mashed up lemons, so you've got the lemons in the drink and you can see them poking through. Very cool. Very, very cool. So I always tell you and show you the things that I love and the things that I like. I went to my friend's a couple of weeks ago and he said, can you bring some cocktail stuff and make some cocktails? I was like, yeah, sure. And then his friend was like, oh, I really love a bramble. And I didn't take the creme de mieux with me because I only had a little bit left. So I went out to the shop and I bought this. They didn't have creme de mieux because it's just Sainsbury's. It's not something that you can see on the supermarket shelves. And they had in Sainsbury's in Bristol, Bombay Bramble distilled gin. I don't like it that much. It's not that nice. I think there's something about it that is... It smells... There's a hint of raspberries and things, but it's got a... I don't know, too much of a savoury hint to it. I'd like it. This is weird for me to say, but I think I want it to be sweeter. I want it to be closer to creme de mieux. It's just not that close to creme de mieux. How crazy is that? It's gone really like turquoisey now. So good though. Simple. That is so simple to make. Let's go through those ingredients again. I went for 5 wedges of lime and I mushed them up, pushed and twist, get the oils out of the skin, get the juice out of the flesh. And then I topped it with crushed ice right to the top of the glass, shot and a half of gin. And then I've kind of thrown this rule out the window because I've been making cocktails at home for so long. And then I added a whole shot of creme de menthe, 25ml of creme de menthe with a little drizzle of blue curacao on top. The rule I've thrown out the window is I usually try and make cocktail ingredients, add the alcohol, add up to 50ml, just because it's easier to deal with and remember. And then occasionally there's a cocktail that can break that rule for. I'm kind of consistently breaking that rule right now. I kind of like it a little bit boozier, where I can really push some of the flavours to the forefront if they're just if they're hanging back in the background because we've tweaked it so that you end up with less of the liqueur. I think that's it. That is it. So, and a tiny drizzle of blue curacao on top. I'm not sure if I've put enough blue curacao in this to really change much of the flavour. I can't tell. Really, I can't tell that I tried to make it blue and it went green. But it doesn't matter. Looks cool. In any crushed ice cocktail you do, you need to ice it twice. You can never, the crushed ice you put in first is never enough. You always got to double it up. Not double it up, but top it up so that it makes this Mont Blanc, makes it look pretty and it sits over the top of the glass. That looks way cooler than a glass that's kind of half full. And this cocktail doesn't actually work as well when you use cubed ice because cubed ice takes up less space in the glass and there's not that much liquid in it. There's no mixer. There hasn't been any mixer in the 2 cocktails we've made so far, so the next one's going to be a little bit less boozy. But it is just alcohol and fruit and sugar, and that's it for these cocktails. Cool. All right, let's get into it then. So shall we make a Blue Lagoon? This is the one that I'm like, why? I don't like it that much. I might be surprised. I'm going to make it straight up, nice and simple, in my jam jar because I kind of like drinking out of these jam jars. They're cool. So ice it up first. I always thought when I first started in the cocktail world in early 2000s, I was like, if you've got a Blue Lagoon on your menu, it's a cop-out. Just a cop-out, because all it is vodka, blue curacao and lemonade. 3 ingredients, that is it. We're going to add some lime juice as well, just to give it a little hint of something, but I always thought that like that blue curacao is nice kind of orangey flavour, but the main reason it gets used is because it's blue. And it's just with lemonade. We can do better than that. Surely we can do better than that. But we'll see. We'll see how this goes and see if I want to change it up at all. So squeezing and dropping in 2 lime wedges over the ice. I'm just going to make this one light on alcohol, which I think people should be, as much as I've just talked about how much I like these cocktails that are all booze and no mixer, I think you should start embracing this less alcohol for more drinks wins for me way more. I don't want a beer that's more than 5%. When you get a beer and it's like 7-8%, it might taste delicious and I might not even be able to tell it's that strong, but it makes a dent in my night that it slows me down, like literally slows me down, like my speech and everything gets slower and slower. I don't need that. I don't want to be drunk. I just want to taste alcohol and hang out with whoever I'm hanging out with. That's it. I don't need it to be super boozy. I love the flavours of those and they happen to be boozy. It's not that I'm like, let's get hammered, because why? I'm at my peak, like 2 drinks in is my most fun. I don't get more fun after 10 drinks. I hit peak when I'm just happy to see my friends. But we're all super different, I suppose. So going for one shot of vodka in there. We're just done with the lid. Lost it. I'm losing it. There it is. So okay, don't panic, I found the lid, it's alright. And then we top this up with lemonade. This lemonade has been in my fridge for a little while, so it's very likely to be a little bit flat. That's okay. So nearly to the top. And then let's give it a little touch of Blue Magic, Blue Curacao. That, I think I very rarely shake with the Blue Curacao, it turns out. I very rarely make it with it in the drink while I'm moving it around. Oh, there's my bar spoon. What an amateur. So I've got the Blue Lagoon right there in a tall glass. Couple of lime wedges floating around in there. It's blue. It's in a jam jar. And it tastes like vodka and lemonade. With a little hint of orangey kind of flavour. Kinda. It's a classic, I suppose, but give me back my blue bramble all day. Really good. Actually, this is one of my favourite cocktails to play around with, is a bramble, because it's so simple to make and it's very few ingredients. You can just swap out the creme de mure for whatever. So you got lemons, you got sugar syrup, crushed ice, and then you top it up. Instead of the creme de mure, you can go anything. I know someone did one, I can't remember where it was, that I used to go in, maybe it was in Cornwall, but they did a creme de pêche, so a peach bramble, and it was delicious. It was amazing. I think they had something to do with tinned peaches as well. Maybe they put a bit of tinned peach juice in it as well, and it was delicious. It was so nice. Can you imagine that? How good are tinned peaches, by the way? So good. But that is it. So we need to make sure that we are looking after each other. I'm going to just fix this. Pick it up a bit. Make sure we're looking after each other. Make sure we are giving everyone, not just the men in our lives, but everyone the opportunity to talk about what you've got going on. What's the thing that's in your way and is heavy on you? Because we all have those times. There's always something. Even at our peaks, even in our best times, can't all be plain sailing. It just can't be. So this whole month of June, talking to men about their mental health and giving them the option to talk is important. And the option needs to just be an option, and that is it. It doesn't need to. So, I don't need someone to force me to tell them what I've got going on. Sometimes I just want someone to be like, no, it's rough. Give me a hug. And then I get a hug. And I'm like, yeah, it's rough. Pretty rough. But I think I know what I'm doing. I think I know how to get out of it. And that's it. That wins for me and my stuff. If I get told to keep going over the thing that's heavy on me, it makes me get away. It's too much. Too much. I don't want to talk about everything. I just need to be told that, yeah, but you'll be good for it. You'll be fine to get better. And my way isn't the right way at all. And I think I'm maybe in the minority there, that I don't want to break down every thing that's stressing me out or is troubling me. I don't want to be told that it's going to be okay. I don't want to be told you'll be alright. It's fine, don't worry about it. Fine. Because that invalidates my feelings. I just want to be what works really best for me. And I really know this about myself, and I've learned this about myself as I became an adult, is just being given time to be quiet and be alright with that. And know that I've got a plan. As long as I've got a plan to not feel so down. If I'm like, it's okay because I've got stuff to look forward to, good stuff to do. That is my best deal. But it doesn't have to be yours because we're all super different. And that is it. So keep letting me know what you've got going on, especially in terms of cocktails, because we've got to do one of these again next month. If you want to talk about wine, we can talk about wine. We can maybe cook some steak or something, and I'll talk about what wines go best with those big old flavours. Or we can go cocktails again, and we can maybe do the one that I recorded and got lost to my iPad maybe being a little bit out of date. And that was 90s best cocktails. That was like things like Sex on the Beach and stuff like that. And woo-woos. And Blue Lagoons, to be fair, but I'll probably never make another Blue Lagoon because I tasted it. I'm like, nah, vodka and lemonade. I don't want a vodka and lemonade. Nah, it's not exciting enough. Not cool enough for me and my interest in way more interesting cocktails. But I think that's me. I think that is it. Thank you very much for hanging out with me. It's always a pleasure to do these cocktail classes online. I really, really want to keep them going. So it really helps when you let me know what it is you love, what you want to see, and we'll keep going. All right. Thanks, everyone. I will see you soon. Bye.